Happy Friday Eve, everybody. Happy Friday Eve. What is going down? You know what time it is. It's another episode of Politics with Pan. This is actually episode 23. Boys have been doing this for 23 episodes, and I thoroughly enjoy doing this. I appreciate you rocking with me today. You know, on your Friday Eve at 7 o'clock, you could be doing anything, but you are listening to me expound on things that I think you need to know about, right? Like it's going down. I got a great feature artist today. My partner, one of the let me tell you. This guy is one of the hottest spitters I have ever heard in my entire life. Bro is a phenomenal rapper. All the way back from sitting in the UC? I didn't live, in the phases, right? I didn't live in the UC on campus. I stayed off campus after freshman year. But in the phases, at my cousin's apartment, this guy used to be outside freestyling on the porch, dog. Bro was a phenomenal rapper. And I'm so glad that he is taking his pen and put it to good use. My boy Fifth the Magnificent, Houston, Texas own Southside representative. Yo, my guy, man, wait till you hear this music. You know what? I'm not even, before I get into anything, right? Because I was just listening to this shit and it jammed so hard. We about to get into it. He got this song called Sage. And it is extremely empowering, aligning your chakras and all of that stuff there. But the bars are phenomenal. We're going to get into this news. We're going to get into this politics. But we're going to get into this music first. And this is Sage by Fifth the Magnificent. Check it out.
I embrace my freedom to be and express myself fully. I release all limitations and step into my true potential. I am free to pursue my passions and dreams. My choices reflect my authentic self.
Grass high beta snake, opposite of beta bay. Play with me and meet your fate. Surrounded by my enemy and Papa sits on making plates. 40 loaded fully, I won't hesitate. Activate amazing grace. Elevating every way I need a slice. Cost to be the boss, I pay the price. Discipline and sacrifice. Fetish for the finest, that's what satisfy my appetite. Candlelight, dated wine, shark steak and private flights. Master plan and master key to match a genie, make it happen. I went got the mansion, spun 100,000 just to staff it. Went and got the jet. Helicopter, bitch, I'm black Aladdin. Really having super duty, several tractors. I might grow 1,000,000 cabbage. Marble on my countertop and flow. Oh, I had to have it. Lambing shit all in a nigga rolls, and I'm still spilling ashes. Really living lavish. Niggas couldn't see me winning, but now I got them wishing they went got some glasses.
I let go of what no longer serves me, and I welcome new opportunities.
It's the Magnificent.
I attract abundance in all facets.
This is Instagram handle down here at the bottom.
I trust my intuition to guide me toward freedom and joy.
You know what I mean? Ask him what the music.
My happiness is my priority, and I choose it every day.
You know what I mean? He got them jams.
Happiness, I'm choosing that. Billy Butter, matte and black. Trusting my intentions and what I attract. Intuition, alley, catch your angle where your angels at. You ain't trying to grow. I gotta go, can't let you hold me back. Fully load the mother shit, man. Fifth been on some mother shit.
I gotta grow. I can't let you. Shout out to my boy Fifth the Magnificent, man. That's a powerful song, and it's jamming, and the flow is crazy. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you letting me share this music with my audience, because that shit was jamming. What's up to everybody? If you don't know, I'm streaming live for the first time on TikTok right now. Shout out to everybody on TikTok. This is weird. There's a lot of people asking me to be a guest, and I'm not going to let anybody be a guest because I don't know what the fuck you're going to get on here and say, and I can't share your audio with everybody else. So until we figure out the technical difficulties, you just kind of got to watch. But I appreciate y'all watching. This is the first time we're doing that. If you got something to say, drop it in the chat. I'm going to engage. We're going to have a good time, man. So before we get back into it, right, we're going to play some more Fifth the Magnificent. It's going to be jamming. Trust me. Super H-Town, super swaggy. Like, it's a go. Like, it's a thumbs up for me. 2 thumbs up, jammer. Round of applause. Let me get that going. Phenomenal. But let's get into it. So Tuesday, if you don't live in the Houston, Texas area, if you don't know, Tuesday was election day for the runoff. First of all, shout out to everybody who won their race. Shout out to everybody who lost their race. It takes a lot to run for office. It's an extreme commitment. These people have to leave their families for like hours and hours and hours during the day. They work and work and work tirelessly. Being a public servant it's a tough job, like getting to that point. So congratulations to everybody, just for being bold enough to put yourself out there, right? It's a lot of people who are going to talk shit. They're going to say negative things about you and things like that. But just being somebody who cares enough to put yourself in a position to be scrutinized deserves some praise. So everybody who ran their race and did their thing, I commend you on being a brave individual and wanting to serve in your community. With that being said, right, we had some crazy races that played out over the week. Over on Tuesday, right? Shout out to Congressman Al Green. He served for a really long time, but unfortunately he lost his race to Congressman Christian Menefee. Congratulations, Congressman Menefee, on running a hell of a race. Congressman Menefee has run 4 times. Like this was his 4th election within like 18 months or something like that. It was insane the amount of times he had to run for office, but he definitely ran his race and he came out victorious. It was impressive. He didn't win by a little bit. Like he won one, which was, hey, I didn't think he was going to win like that, but he did win like that. And that was very impressive, like very impressive. I'm not even going to lie. I think it definitely says something, right, about the political climate, in Harris County, but also just seeing the way that races are playing out across the country, right? I think it definitely says something about, what the constituency is looking for and what people are trying to see. Right. And I think, a change of the guard is definitely happening. Right. And you can see that by the way that the people are voting. I did see some people saying, speaking about the influence of like outside money on the race. And that seems to be like something that is happening more frequently, especially in congressional races, right? Where these business interests are showing up. In this race, it was crypto. Right. And if you go and do your research, you can see, right, that the Congressman Al Green was very anti-crypto. He, the crypto industry, they rated him like an F, right? Like as far as like him being friendly to their efforts. And they didn't see that in, Congressman Menefee. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, me personally. I think that crypto is a positive investment. I think that we definitely need some regulation, but for the technology to be able to grow, it definitely needs to be deregulated, in some ways. And I think that knowing Congressman Menefee and knowing how he gets down, like I know that he's going to do what's best for the people that he has been elected to serve. I don't think he's going to sell anybody out. I don't think that he is going to be a puppet for anybody or, any special interest or anything like that. Like he a solid dude, brave young man, you feel me? Like he's somebody that young niggas should look up to. Like, and I think that he sees the future, and I think that him being the person that he is and knowing where things are heading, I think that he is following the puck, right? Wayne Gretzky. I think that he's definitely following the puck in that. I'm not, my political leanings are a little bit like more moderate, right? So I do understand the need for, protection so that these technologies do not hurt working class people. I totally understand that. But I think that, as a whole, for me, I think that embracing these technologies is a positive thing. I definitely think that we need checks and balance on the institutions that are bringing these technologies forward. But I think, especially for like banking and things like that and the way that the money is going, I definitely think that we should, I'm a pro crypto guy. So, I think it's a good move. I think it's forward thinking, right? And Like, but I think I think the bad part about this is, right, like, and it's great, right, that he won and stuff like that. I think the bad part is that they had to compete against each other in the first place because the powers that be wanted to see less black representation. It is great to celebrate that, but we are also in the midst of loss, right? Like, and I think that as a party and as a people, we do have to recognize that, like, we did win something, but the system was rigged for us to lose, and we, like, that should be more of a calling for us to be able to organize and come together to be able to stop things like that from happening to us, because what I'm saying, we didn't have to we didn't have to have one less congressperson, right? But the Republicans felt it to be pertinent for their success to gain more ground, for us to have one less congressperson. And I think that's a travesty. Like, that shit's fucked up. Like that, like, so, congratulations for sure, for sure. Like, it is, what I'm saying, it's a new day in Congressional District 18. Like, change ain't bad. What I'm saying? So, like, that's my take on that. You know what I mean? Congratulations, Congressman Christian Menefee, my brother, my dog, you know what I mean? And Congressman Al Green, I know you're going to do amazing things, you know what I'm saying? The elder statesman, one of the coolest cats this side of the Mason-Dixon. You know what I mean? On top of something else real cool that happened. Shout out to Letitia Plummer beating former Houston Mayor Anise Parker in their primary. That was amazing, right? Like, and that race was tight. That race was super tight. But Dr. Plummer, she's an amazing person. She has a heart for people. She has a heart for service. And I think the community really just wants to see something new. I think this is a trend that just carries over from Congressman Menefee's race into this race, is that, like, in the greater Harris County area, you see people yearning for change, right? Like, we've had, a lot of different elections here recently. A lot of new people have entered the political fray, like, and I think the change is good for the diverse makeup of Houston. I think that it is good. And, I'm hopeful to see what these people are going to do. Republicans, I don't know what y'all think y'all are going to do here in Harris County, but you ain't finna do much of shit. I'm going to tell you that now. You can go all them other places all around here, but we're gonna make sure it stay blue around here. So, good luck. But, like, no, right? We ain't going. We ain't going. We're not going at all. Like, not even a little bit. I'm just putting it out there. We're not fucking going. We're gonna organize the shit out of this motherfucking general election. We're not fucking going. Just putting it out there. And what we're not gonna do is talk down on successful black men. That's what we're not going to do. I'm just put that out there. We're not going to do that. Not doing that at all for shit show. Like, right? You know what I mean? Talking down on, you know what I'm saying, successful black men. So I saw some news the other day about, Jasmine Crockett getting this proxy win over James Terralico, right? And, I went, oh, okay, what? What is going on here? Yo, that's crazy. Okay, so this is why I decided I wasn't going to show any of this TikTok shit, because y'all are crazy in there. Like, that's insane. Nah, that's too much. Okay, so there was an article that said that Congressman Crockett, she had a proxy win over James Terralico, and what that means is she endorsed Colin Allred in his race against Julie Johnson, right? And James Terralico endorsed Julie Johnson. Colin Allred won, right? Now there's a big stir up. Oh, he might have won here, but she won here, right? What does that mean? Because she still has not endorsed him, right? Right. So we know that he's gonna face Kim Paxton. We know, right? It's a very, like, I'm tired of hearing conversation about, oh, James Terralico, what's he gonna do? What's he gonna do with black voters? What is he gonna do? Like, black voters, what's he gonna do? Like, I'm positive by now he knows that he needs to ramp up his black outreach. If he don't know, the people around him are not doing their job well. But I'm positive by now he knows that he needs to ramp up his black outreach. Now, Congressman McCracken, she real heavy in the black community. So her not endorsing him at this point and black women being as angry as they are right now with the Democratic Party, I mean, that's a pretty loud signal. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's a pretty loud signal. It's not quiet at all. It's pretty loud. Now, what that means for him in November, I don't know. But I don't know if I see black voters sitting it out. Like, I don't know if I see that. Like, I don't know if I see that happening. Like, the numbers might dwindle. It's been 30 years since the Democrat has won anything statewide, right? But I don't really see it. I don't really know. I mean, I think it's not gonna. This is going to hurt his numbers if he don't get her endorsement or something. It's definitely gonna hurt. It's not, like, there's no way around it. He needs her endorsement. But I don't know. I mean, if I'm being honest, I don't know. I don't know if it is going to do the job. Like, I think it's going to help, but the level of engagement that he does in the black community is ultimately going to tell the tale of, what happens after 7 p.m. in November. I don't know. I mean, how does he help the black community? I think that the main thing for any politician to do to help the black community is to directly input the black community in any legislation that they are actively advocating for. Right. So I think the main thing that has been ailing the black community, at least in the political realm, is the fact that we oftentimes get lumped in with like other groups of people. And, it's fair that we are going to coalition build and we're going to do X, Y, Z, and ABC, and, to work in tandem with other groups of people. But when it comes to actually getting the laws written, when the words get written down, when they call the lawyers and all the think tank people and everybody that they are paying to be able to come up with what we know as laws and rules for us to be governed by, a lot of times those rules and laws do not specifically name the African American population, and it is not specifically put in place to benefit us because they say that is racist, or it's reverse racism, or it is DEI, or it is all of those things, right? All of the things that white people say to take things away from black people because they don't want black people doing as well as them, right? Like, just like, a long time ago when black people were doing really well, what they do, they bombed our cities, bombed our economic centers. That's what happened. So instead of bombs, now, like, it is written deep inside of the legislation, right? It's a lot of little words with squigglies on it and all this other kind of stuff. You have to be an attorney to really understand what's going on because they make it hard for you to understand on purpose, right? But for any politician that wants to help black people, the main thing is to name black people, right? Like, you have to name us. You got to give us our just due, right? Like, that's the main thing. So, like, if he's really an ally is actually going to say, I'm doing this in support of these people. I'm doing this because these people don't have, or they were taken away from, or they were taken advantage of, and I'm going to do it for them. And they do it for everybody else, right? The January 6th rioters, they are putting a fund together for them, right? Like, and these people should be in jail, and they getting money. Like, they are going to fill out forms to say that the government wronged them. You got elected officials jumping underneath chairs. Some of these people old. A lot of them old. It's hard to get up when you get down there. Well, you ever seen an 82-year-old person get down on the ground? You know how hard it is for them to get back up? That's some bullshit. And these people gonna get paid? Niggas' grandmas was on the ground, dog. Like, imagine, bro, your grandma on the ground. Oh my God. That's your grandma. Your grandma on the ground, bro. And these people is terrorizing people's grandmas and aunties and grandpas, Motherfuckers got pacemakers and shit. They on dialysis and stuff like that. They old, bruh. And these people, these vigilantes, stormed the Capitol, terrorized other Americans, and they're going to get a fucking check. But black people were put on boats, brought over here, forced to hump and make babies and work all goddamn day long for 350 to 400 years, depending on where you live. Like, really, we can stretch it from slavery all the way to when they did the Civil Rights Act. We've been having things stolen from us. Our communities have been raped and pillaged like for centuries. And it's unfair that we get a check for our plight. But these motherfuckers can terrorize people's grandparents and get a check. Like, what kind of bullshit is that? What? Snooches, booches? So now that's a great observation. Ryan said, with that mindset, white people don't want black people to succeed. I'm not saying that white people are monolithic. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that all white people think like this. Like, this isn't groupthink, because the people who have the power to disenfranchise minorities normally are white. Right? Now, if you're watching this and you disagree with me, you can tell me what other color people normally have the power to disenfranchise people. Then, I'll wait. I will wait to find out what other color people. But as far as I've been alive in all 36 years of my Negro life, the people who have had the power worldwide to disenfranchise people who are brown are white people. In America, they are white people. Elon Musk is white. Jeff Bezos is white. George Washington was white. Thomas Jefferson is white. Benjamin Franklin was white. Right? Like, all of these people, they were white men with money who owned land. Right? Like, now I'm not saying all of them were slave owners, but like a lot of them did not mind black people being uncomfortable for long periods of the day, being outside in shacks and huts and shit like that. They weren't worried about our plight. That's not too much different right now. Right? It's not too much different right now. It's just, you know what I'm saying? We got air conditioning shit now, but it's not too much different, depending, right? That depends. Right? So I hope that he is going to be different. I hope that black leaders, black pastors, black community activists and stuff like that, I hope they have his ear. I hope he lends his ear to these people. I hope he openly welcomes them to his office so that they can share dialogue about how he can be a better public servant to this group of people, to this specific constituency. I think that is the hope. That's the hope that we have for all politicians. It's not that they, it's that they do what we feel like they should be doing to help us live better lives, to make life more equitable, right? And I'm not talking about fairness, I'm talking about just like equity. Like, make it equitable. Give me a shot to be able to make X amount of money, right? I want more black kids to be able to have a gap year. Is that so much to ask for? Can every young black kid take a year to maybe 6 months to a year to figure out what they want to do after they graduate, right? Can black families make enough money to be able to give their children that much, right? Like most black kids. I'm not talking about the 10 to 15% who come from like families that are upper middle class and they can afford to take their kids out of the country and all of that other kind of stuff. Because that's not the reality for most black people. That's not our reality. Can more black kids, can it be that simple? Can they just get a gap year? We ain't asking for yachts or none of that. Can black people just have enough time to sit around and tinker like somebody like Plato did? A slave would have never been able to write what Plato wrote. They would have never been able to do that. They did not have enough time. They had to work. So that give the people that's in power who were normally white, they give them time to say, well, these people are not thinkers. I don't got no time to think. I'm fucked up. I don't have no time to think. I got to toil day after day after day after day after day. I got to toil. I don't have time to think. Look at the stars. Come up with astrology and shit like that. I don't have time to do that. I got to work. But when we get some time, we get Du Bois. We get Booker T. We get who made the peanut? George Washington Carver. We get Cornel West. You know what I mean? Like we get people, right? Like somebody gotta carve out some time to be able to do that. So when we elect these people, we elect them to bring economics to our community, to bring upper mobility to our community, to be able to make sure that people can take care of themselves. And my hope is that he will be somebody that the community can come to, that he can show that he is somebody that the community can come to. and that he will listen, and he will be an ear, like a listening ear, like to the plight and the concerns of the people in our community. So, I don't have a pessimistic view. I think that we should definitely rally around him, especially if you're a Democrat. I think it's time, right? We need to be able to see some change, some substantial change in the state. And starting with this Senate seat, like I think it'll cause like a great ripple. But he got some work to do with the Black community. I mean, because Black people don't really forget, bro. And he said something dismissive about that Black man, and she ain't take it lightly. You know what I mean? And a lot of Black people are just feeling like the Democratic Party don't take us serious, taking our votes for granted and stuff like that. And the rift is apparent, right? Like you can see it. Like it's there. So, hopefully they can come to some kind of consensus, and we can have a unified voice. But, until then, like, it's looking it ain't looking too good. That's all I'm saying. It ain't looking too good. But, prayers up. Prayers up. While let me get away from that. You feel me? I want to hear some more of this Fifth and Magnificent, because the shit is jamming. So this next song is called "Doing Me." It's another. I mean, it was motivational for me when I heard it, and I feel like shout out to everybody on TikTok Live. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Shout out to everybody showing love. You know what I'm saying? Popping out. If you learn something, give me a thumbs up. You know what I mean? This is where I share my thoughts on politics, where I share my jammers, right? If you a young artist, if you an old artist, if you a new artist and you want to get heard and you would like to be heard, let me work on that. You would like to be heard. I'm country as a motherfucker. Christian, like you love Jesus, at jccnational.com. Send me an email, put music submission in the subject head. I will listen to it, and if I like it, I will email you back. If I don't email you back, that means I don't like the music. And we don't got to talk about it any further than that, right? Now, I'm not discouraging you from keeping on, right? You should keep trying until you send me something I like. And when you send me something I like, I'm going to play it. And if I really like it, I'm going to play it again. And if I really, really like it, I'm going to put it in my playlist and I'm going to share it with everybody. So keep shooting your shot, because shooters shoot, right? Shooters shoot. We're going to get into this Fifth and Magnificent, Southside, Houston's very own, you know what I mean? Herm Clark representative. This is Doing Me by Fifth the Magnificent.
Me, baby, I've been doing me. I'm having power, having peace, baby, I've been doing me. Baby, I've been doing me.
Zika.
Master plan and master key, baby, I've been doing me. Baby, I've been doing me.
Yeah.
Head to Toby and BG, pledge allegiance to the P.
Yeah.
Baby, I've been doing me.
Siva.
I'm at the bar with 2 or 3, baby, I've been doing me. Swear that I've been doing me. I'm having power, having peace, baby, I've been doing me. Baby, I've been doing me. Master plan and master key, baby, I've been doing me. Baby, I've been doing me.
Yeah.
Head to Toby and BG, pledge allegiance to the P. Baby, I've been doing me. I'm at the bar with 2 or 3. Fiesta. Pile of blue dollars, lil' mama, I'm a collector. Finesse. I call her shots, I'm something like the director, for real. Bitch, I'm really him. If I ain't out in the field, then I'm probably in the gym. With the shine and shit got shady, I'm still after Eminem. Got that iron, keep it closer to me than my Nissa Ken. Win at the win.
Houston, we got one.
Making more than I could ever spin, come again, man, this ain't pretend. It ain't pretend, made a 10, who done brung a 10? Who got a twin, let's begin. Pull up and get it poppin', no problem, I got no narcotic. Take off like a rocket, no way that niggas can stop it. Ain't phobia, but I'm stuffing dollars in every pocket. Go about it, ain't a if, is a doubt about it. Me, baby, I've been doing me. I'm having power, having peace, baby, I've been doing me. Baby, I've been doing me. Master plan and master key, baby, I've been doing me. Baby, I've been doing me. Head to Toby and BG, pledge allegiance to the P. Baby, I've been doing me. At the bar with 2 or 3, baby, I've been doing me. Baby, I've been doing me. I'm having power, having peace, baby, I've been doing me. Baby, I've been doing me. Master plan and master key, baby, I've been doing me. Baby, I've been doing me. Head to toe, BNBG, pledge allegiance to the people. Baby, I've been doing me. At the bar with 2 or 3.
Come and dine on foes. Man, that boy sliding on that thing. I ain't yeah, that's it right there. You were just listening to Fifth, the Magnificent, H-Town's very own, coming down from the South Side. If you love it, throw your H's up. Yeah, baby. All right, cool. That's my boy Fifth, the Magnificent. I'm going, man, TikTok. I'm gonna get y'all right. I'm gonna get all the effects and stuff. This the beginning though. You know what I mean? You hear at the beginning. So, you know what I mean? Welcome, right? Because you special. And I want y'all to know that y'all are special. And Pan loves everybody here. I appreciate the likes, appreciate everybody that enjoying, everybody that left. But you know you are special because you are the first. And you know what? I'm not taking anything away from y'all because y'all been special. Because y'all be here every week. You know what I mean? Everybody is special. I love you all. Except for the dude in there with the weird comments, bro. Like the weird man, bro. Don't be weird. Don't be weird. That's why I don't, that TikTok shit. Like some weird ass people out here in the world. They just be doing strange shit. Speaking of strange shit, in Louisiana, let me just read this. Louisiana's House Bill 211, called one of the cruelest anti-homeless bills in the country by the National Homelessness Law Center, criminalizes sleeping in public with a fine of up to $500, 6 months in prison, or both. If I am unhoused, where in the fuck am I going to get $500? If I am unhoused, where am I going to get $500? Would it be crime? Somebody might get robbed. Because where am I going to get $500? Like, if I'm unhoused and I'd like to take a nap, why can't I just lie down in the grass? Is it because it's unseemly? Is that why? Is it unseemly? Do the rich not want the poor to nap? Because where am I supposed to go? Let me read on. Repeat offenders face 1 to 2 years with hard labor and a $1,000 fine. Now, Louisiana is where they have, I believe it's called Angola prison. They still got like a chain gang or something. It's basically slavery. They're talking about hard labor. What is that? Like, are they crushing rocks with sledgehammers? What kind of those convicted can avoid jail time? Check this shit out. Those convicted can avoid jail time by entering mandatory treatment programs, but they must pay for those programs themselves. If they can't pay, they perform unpaid labor. I'm unhoused already. I don't have anywhere to live. Now the police are going to come and lock me up, put me in jail, charge me $500, or, they're going to charge me probably more money to join said program. And if I can't pay, then you can work it off. But what do they pay? What do they pay prisoners? What do they pay prisoners in Louisiana? Prisoners in Louisiana are paid between 2 to 40 cents an hour, right? So let me ask Claude, if I was homeless and went to jail in Louisiana and had to do unpaid labor to work off my fine, $500 at, let's say, 35 cents an hour, how long would I be in jail? I'm not doing that math. I'm not doing it. So for being homeless, if you don't have the money to pay, you have to spend 6 months working every single day with no days off just to pay a $500 fine for sleeping outside. Let me repeat that. If I need to see, has House Bill 211 gone into effect yet? I just want to make sure I'm accurate. All right, cool. So it is not going into effect yet, but it is close to going into effect. As of May 4th, 2026, the bill was reported without amendments and passed to a third reading and final passage in the Senate. That means it has cleared the House, cleared the Senate committee, and is on the Senate floor waiting for a final vote. So if this passes and you are caught sleeping outside, in Louisiana one time and you don't have the money to pay, it's going to cost you 6 months of hard labor working every single day, Monday through Sunday, with no days off, just for sleeping outside. Do you know what color the majority of those people, what color the people are that are, wait, what am I saying? Those people are black. All those people are black. Most of them are black. A lot of them are black. This is slavery. If you get caught, if you are a repeat offender, the fine doubles to $1,000, and now you face up to 2 years of hard labor for sleeping outside. Just for sleeping outside. Let me repeat that one more time. If you get caught sleeping outside after this bill gets passed, you have to spend roughly 6 months working every single day, Monday through Sunday. 6 months every single day, Monday through Sunday. Does that not sound like slavery? It's just not slavery. Most of those people are black. They are black, bro. Like, if you ain't never gave a damn about voting, you should give a little bit of a damn. I'm just saying, bro. Like, just a little bit. 6 months, bro, for being homeless, bro. For not being able to have a roof, dog. Like, they made it a crime. And this started in Grants Pass, Oregon. And for those of you who have never been to Grants Pass, Oregon, which I bet is a lot of you, right? Because it is a lily white place. But it's also a very beautiful place. And that is why, right? And you can fact check this. There were laws on the books in Oregon that prohibited Negroes from coming there. If you was a Negro and you went to Oregon, you were going to get in trouble a long time ago. Look it up. Google it. I know this because I love Oregon. I used to go there all the time. It's a dope place and it's beautiful. Grants Pass is actually beautiful. There are not many black people there though. But Oregon, the state of Oregon, Portland has a very large homeless community. When you go up to Oregon, you will see homeless people walking up the 5 freeway. It's the first time I ever seen anybody like walking on the freeway. Like, I've been living in the South most of my life. I've never really seen that, but like you see people with like backpacks, like sacks and stuff, like walking up and down the 5 freeway. And in Grants Pass, Oregon, they basically, wanted to, well, let's go. So the Supreme Court ruled in Grants Pass versus Johnson in 2024 that cities can criminalize homelessness even when there is no shelter available. That's the bad part, right? Like, it's this conservative Supreme Court that we have now has been, right? They have been doing some pretty foul shit to black people. But like, it's not just, this shit ain't just falling on the shoulders of black people. Like, they want you to pull yourself up by your bootstraps while they raise prices higher than giraffe pussy. And you know what I'm saying? They don't match it with jobs or anything else. But they got all this technology that they need to harvest, and they need free labor to do that. Because where you think they're gonna put them people? Them homeless people, right? They trying to build them data centers out there in Louisiana. They're gonna need somebody to do some kind of maintenance around them data centers. They're gonna send them out there in the field. But it's gonna be something that's like something around technology, right? I told y'all before, we are heading towards Ready Player One. That's what they want. That is essentially what they want. They want us in the house, stuck to these TVs, on these weird treadmills, running around, right? Like having virtual life instead of having a real life. They want you in there glued to the TV, which I will be when Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out. This is not a direct plug, right? Rockstar, but, you know what I mean? If I can get a beta test or something, you know what I mean? That would be great. Because I'm going to be on my Ready Player One when Grand Theft Auto 6 come out. But that's besides the point. The powers that be want us fat and they want us enslaved. Because otherwise, why would they be pushing all of this bullshit on us? I'm just saying, right? It's not good. It's really not good. Like, and I think that what needs to happen is that the people need to come together. They need to rise up, and I guess, like, what, rising up is cool, but like how we gonna do it is the hard part. And I would say that, right? That's the hard part. But people do need to come together and rise up. But exactly how that happens right now, I mean, like, people have so many distractions. Like, that's the tough part. Like, people have so many distractions. Like, back during the civil rights era, like 1965, 1960, all that, they ain't have shit to do for real. You think about it. Like, nobody had 7 hours of screen time in 1965, right? Like, no one had that. Like, the technology was just really coming around, if we're being honest. But nobody had that. So, like, they had a lot more get up and go. They really had to go outside. They had community with one another. They were going outside all the time, right? They outside sitting on the front porch drinking lemonade, barbecuing, just chilling outside, smoking a cigarette, drinking a beer after work. They was just really outside. We not outside. How many of y'all actually know your fucking neighbor? Oh, wait. How many of you actually know the person that live next door? And I don't mean you've seen them. Like, they exist. They're not dead. I mean, how many of y'all actually know your neighbor? Like, so, yeah, we can talk about rising up. We can talk about community and all that other kind of stuff, but it actually starts with the people. It starts with you. Because if you won't at least get outside of yourself to go and meet the person who lives next door to you, like, you are not going to have the balls to go up to a stranger and say, my water is brown. You might scream through the phone, but that's only going to get you so far, though. Like, honestly and truly. Like, but it ultimately is going to start with you, right? Because all of this different political organizing talk, we should do this, we should do that, people should care about this, people should care about that. Like, but it's not landing. It's not landing. Like, it's falling on deaf ears more often than not. And I think that the lack of incentive, as and like, when I say that, I mean tangible incentives, right? Like things that make people move, right? I'm going to go right back to Mondami in New York. Right? Tangible incentives, right? Things that make people move, things that people can feel. Soccer tickets, jobs to shovel snow, right? Stuff like that. Like that's something you can feel right now. That's something that makes you feel appreciated today. Like, and I think a lot of the rhetoric that we are hearing is, is the pray and wait philosophy, right? Well, we should pray and wait on the Lord. We should pray and wait on the Lord. Like, and I think that is happening a lot, right? Like, we are telling people that you should spend all your time investing in these people, and getting them elected and elevating them to these different places in their lives. And you should hope that they do the right thing. And I know specifically in the African American community, we've been doing that for so long, elevating these people, putting them in these spaces, and we ain't getting snail reaction time change. Years and years and years, food deserts in our communities, like lack of schooling options, lack of places for us to go and exercise, lack of third places, right? Like, and these aren't new problems. And that's the cold part. Like, this shit ain't just happened. Like, it's like it did not just happen. Right. And I get it, right? Because in Houston, the way that the city council was set up, it wasn't until maybe about like the late 80s, like early 90s, when they created districts where they had city council people that represented areas of town that weren't, like they had diverse city council districts. And that's, the 90s, like I'm 36, right? So like that happened in my lifetime. That was something that happened before, right? But my plight, I think, is what the fuck was going on, bro? Like, and I think I ask that question all the time. Like, and people, they want to say, oh, well, it was this, we doing the best with what we had, right? And it just feel like, and I can understand us not being able to fight back against bombs and guns. But, like when you read about people, selling the community short, for financial gain and stuff like that, and the different things that happened, right, that we didn't have any defense from, it is frustrating because it's like year after year after year after year after year of like getting less and having less. It is, where is the creative strategy that is going to get us more, right? Like, like you got people like Dr. Claude Anderson with the powernomics theory and stuff like that. But like schools of thought like that get shunned more often than not because they don't honor the status quo, right? Like belief of like what economics should be, what coalition building should be, and things like that. But that philosophy at least presents something that spells out upward mobility for Black people, that spells out jobs for Black people, right? Like you see what happened when Trump came in, all the jobs and stuff that he cut, all of that stuff largely affected Black communities. And my thought is always, why have we never been able to insulate ourselves like again, right? Like in our communities, like when they brought the fast food in, like were we just so tired and beaten down that we weren't able to fight back? You know what I mean? Like where we just like, like it was, it was war, right? Like you read about the Panthers and you read about all these different groups of people, like it was war that was waged upon us. I am at a place where I'm trying to understand the decisions of those who came before me without feeling jaded about how it is affecting us right now today, right? Like because we are expected, especially as a younger generation, to extend a certain amount of grace to those who came before us because they were doing the best that they could with what they had, right? But when you talk about something like that in families, when people talk about like trauma that they have from like from family and stuff like that, and they were just trying their best, like they tell people like, well, you don't have to accept that. But when it comes to politics, you have to accept that, or maybe you don't. But I think that that's all the stuff I talked about today. I think that it speaks to a larger through line of right black people's right to being under attack, right? And we have little leverage, right? Like the NAACP right now is telling black athletes, hey, don't go to SEC schools, right? I don't really know exactly how I feel about that. Like I feel like we do have to own our economic positioning. That is important. We have to own our economic positioning. But at the same time, like we're so integrated into this capitalist system that like you are going to tell these children who have been working their whole life to be able to reach this pinnacle in their craft that they need to take one for the team, specifically for a team that they actually have not felt in their life, right? And I think that speaks to a broader issue as to like the ability of our large black institutions to connect with the community and to get the community to participate in a call and response. So it like, and it's not a dig, it's a critique. But I know in my lifetime, like I've lived in the South in various different places, and I've rarely seen a lot of these organizations pop up, right? Like in the community where you will find these young men who are playing on these football teams. They may show up every now and then, like when there's like a voting drive or something like that, but you don't really see these people. You don't see them. They don't share space with them. So for these people to come out when they are at the cusp of generational wealth, right? NIL deals are starting at 6 figures. Most of these people's parents live in poverty, right? Like most black people are impoverished. I don't want anybody to leave here today and think that like that's not the case. And I'm not even saying this on some like, woe is black people. That's the facts. Most of us are impoverished. So you are going to go to somebody in poverty, these are people who are in privilege, right? These are leaders of prominent Negro organizations. These are privileged Negroes. They are going to ask the working class Negro to forego his pot of gold to stand up for a cause that this working class young man is maybe not even super privy to. The SEC is a genuine ticket to the NFL. If you go to the SEC and you perform, that's a ticket. That's a ticket to change your life. Your mama, your daddy, your cousins, that is a ticket. It's a golden ticket. And I will agree with Rob J. I've been seeing him talk about this on Facebook. I will agree with Rob J. that I think it's a bit selfish. Now, I think that we do need to find a way to handle this. But I don't know if denying the future a leg up is the way, because how long until this plays out, right? Like as an athlete, you only have a shelf life of so long, right? When your body is able to do that. And like at the time in which they're asking him not to come, this is their make and break moment. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know like what I don't know if I can get down with that. I can get down with knowing that we need to do something, but that's part of the problem because we've been playing so much defense. And I know we have so many, intelligent black people who understand the internet and blockchain and Web3 and all these other kind of things, where I totally think that we can create some economic viability on our own if we had more cohesive energy in the community about like where we're going, like as a people. But we just don't have that. Like, and as a community that has been overtly disenfranchised, I think that creating that cohesion should be more of a priority, but it's not, and it hasn't been for a long time. And I really think that needs to change, because things like this happen, right? Where we're going to our children and asking our children to make sacrifices because of the actions of people that came before them, right? So like in that gap of like what happened, right? In that gap of empathy of, we have to give you all grace because you were trying to do the best that you could with what you had. But like, right, like, I was arguing with Ryan about this, but, politicians taking out loans and kicking cars down the road, you're going to kick it down the road and it's going to end up here. But now it ends up falling on the babies. And I don't think that's right. I agree that we got to do something, but I don't know if using the babies is the right way of going about doing something. I think that's where we're falling short. I think, and we're falling short because I don't think we have come to a place of having enough cohesion amongst ourselves to be able to actually figure out like what to do. Because if those people went down there and talked to them boys' mamas, they would say, hell no, we're not doing that. I know my mama would say that. Like, she'd say that. Now, there would be some moms who are going to be like, yeah, we're going to do that. But I think those moms might have a little money, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of these people, like, I mean, if you can afford to not have to have NFL dreams, you can afford to not have to have NFL dreams. Now, you can want to do that if that's your passion, but like, a lot of these people are playing to make it out. And I think we need to do a better job at organizing our community so that we don't have to forego money for change. Right? Like, we got to find another way, right? Like, we tried the Target boycott. That was, I don't know. In the comments, tell me the effectiveness of the Target boycott. I don't know. But I don't think this is going to work. People love football too much, and these kids are working too hard, and they come from the trenches, and they need that bread. They need that money. That's all I got on that. We finna get into some old Fifth and Magnificent. This is my last song of the night. I really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed this artist today. My boy Fifth, man, I'm just elated that boy is doing music again. This some jamming. So, last song of the night, it's called Champion. This is Fifth and Magnificent. We're going to get into it.
Can't fuck with us. Know that I've been taking chances, You know that made me a champion. Who the fuck you think I'm grinding for? Niggas know that they can't fuck with us. Know that I've been taking chances, You know that made me a champion. Grinding like I'm grinding, ain't gon' stop it, no way. Shining like I'm shining, ain't gon' stop it, no way. Niggas sloppy, they can try, but they won't stop it, no way. Lifting up and popping, ain't gon' cock it, no way. Look, I put the squad on my back. MBG put it all over them racks. Swear it ain't no looking back. Safe in the floor, I'ma stuff with racks. I get the rock and I'm running it back. I get the pack and I'm tripling that. So much shit, I exterminate rats. Focus as if I'm back in my sack. Ain't got a roof in the leg. Bid me a crib, put a pool in the back. This ain't a blunt, it's a bat. Keep me a chopper with titties attached. Know that my pockets is fat. Keep me a baddie with booty that match. This here a whole nother batch. It's really thick, gotta put a little tax. I'm keeping 9 for niggas thinking they gon' play with me. Gon' walk shit down, you play with Carter or Canary G. It's on my mind, it's a must, I feed my family. Scrapping for a daily, that shit plain to see. Who the fuck you think I'm grinding for? Niggas know that they can't fuck with us. Know that I've been taking chances, You You know that made me a champion. Who the fuck you think I'm grinding for? Niggas know that they can't fuck with us. Know that I've been taking chances on. You know that made me a champion.
MIG going crazy.
Hey, hold up, baby. It's going down. For real. That's that boy Fifth the Magnificent, H-Town's very own Southside representative from the Clark, right there off of 288. Alameda, Genoa, in there, like swimwear. I appreciate y'all. It's Thursday, you know, this is what I like to do on a Thursday. But I'm about done. It's time to go. It's time to go and work my muscles out. And I got a little hot in here talking to y'all. I hope you learned something today. I hope you learned something. And I hope I inspired you to want to go and vote and learn more about what the fuck is happening around you. Because we are adults, okay? I don't know if you know this, but you're an adult. You pay taxes and shit. Like, you know, you got to file income tax. Like, you are an adult. Most of you are parents, okay? As parents, you have a duty to educate your children as to what the fuck is going on around them. There's literally no excuse for you not to tell your children what the fuck is going on around them. Like, I get it. Life is hard. You be busy. Take some time, pick something up and read it. Get on a TikTok, find somebody that talks like me. Like, just learn something about what the fuck is going on around you. Because if you don't know what's going on around you, people can take advantage of you. They are already taking advantage of you. You're being taken advantage of. Take a minute, educate yourself. If you need help educating yourself, call me. All my information is on my socials. Send me a DM. I don't have the actual calling function open on my social media because it's weird. Because if you just call strangers, you're a fucking weirdo. But if you know me, call me. Right? So let me rewind that. Don't just fucking randomly call people on the internet. But educate yourself. For the love of God, please educate yourself. But I'm going to be here every Thursday, 7 o'clock. It's not going to stop. New music, new opinions. Politics is business and business is politics. Shout out Senator Royce West from the Triple D. Triple D. And my Dallas people, did I do this right? Triple D. Triple D. South Dallas. Yo. Yo, I love y'all. Love, laughter, learning. Them the 3 pillars of Christian's life. You should adopt some of those. I'm going to be out of here, y'all. Love y'all. Peace, peace. I hope you learned something today. It's time to go. Shout out my boy, Fifth the Magnificent. Thank you so much for sharing your art with the world today on Pan, Politics with Pan. This is the podcast. We going to grow. It's time to go. Peace, peace.